9 points clear. 3-0, clean sheet. City travel to Anfield. A brilliant display from Arsenal today, in the sense that it was measured and we scored more than one goal when the pressure was on. We knew today that City go to Anfield with a huge chance that they can drop points. We blew it in our last two games when City drew points. When City dropped points and we had a chance to extend. But today we have not. And City have huge pressure tomorrow. 9 points clear we go right now. After Arsenal take up Sunderland apart. We'll get into it, but it wasn't as easy as the scoreline suggests. I think in that first half, Sunderland put a bit of pressure on us, but we were able to do the job. Sunderland, who are not a bad side either, I'll remind you, they're a top 8 club right now. They're in the top 8. When we were drawing, they were 7th. No Xhaka, of course, today. No, their captain, their talisman. He was sat in the stands back at the Emirates. Welcome back, Xhaka. Kind of an interesting feeling about him coming back, but good to see him. I think in the end, we're all quite positive and moved on from the toxic situation of the early Emery era with Xhaka, and his career's gone from strength to strength since then. But this is a Sunderland side who are a potential banana skin, even despite that Xhaka being out. But I think that's where we've been quite lucky this season, and you got to get luck sometimes, is Xhaka being out. I remember last season Liverpool had a couple games where big players were out and against some certain teams, and you've got to get the luck. And I think we've also not had any referee decisions, notable issues this season. Last season there was so many, so I think Arsenal have got a bit of the luck in terms of other teams not having their best players available for games. But despite that, let's kick off and look at the selection that Arteta made today. Havertz straight in as the starting attacking midfielder. No Odegaard. Eze started against Chelsea in the semi-final midweek. He's gone with Havertz, and I think that's his first choice at the moment. I think Havertz is his first choice at the moment. He went with Jesus, and Calafiori came back into the squad. Great to see Calafiori back. And he went with Jesus. My only issue, and of course Madueke replacing Bukayo Saka, my only issue with that 11 is I would have loved to have seen Gyokeres start. I have been pretty strongly suggesting that, and you can watch the live stream, that I really like what Gyokeres offers, and especially when Havertz is on the pitch. Havertz, and we really saw it today, you'll see in the highlights, that Havertz is able to get the ball forward immediately. His ability to do direct passing, one or two touches, get the ball forward, ball throughs. That is what I think Havertz is really strong at, and better than maybe any of our attacking midfield options. You saw in the first half today, you'll see Jesus is let free from a very early ball from Havertz in his own half. Jesus one-on-one. He was just offside, but we haven't seen a player do that too often this season. That's why I really like Havertz. Low touches, gets the ball forward. I think it's really interesting to see, considering Havertz, when he was bought for that attacking midfield position, it didn't really work out, and then he was stuck up front and had done well, but he's back there now and he's playing better than he has ever played in that attacking midfield position. That's why I would have liked to see Gyokeres start, because Havertz and Gyokeres, I think, similar wavelength in the way that Gyokeres wants to turn and run. That's what's Gyokeres so good at, and Havertz is so good at playing it quickly and directly. It's a great combination. The goals, Zubimendi, signing of the season, very much so. I think him and Ekitike for the signing of the season. He's scored many important goals for us, Zubimendi, with his head from outside the box, from doing, ballet dance, tiny touches in the opponent's box and finishing it in the bottom corner. He can do everything. And at the other end of the pitch, he's fantastic at winning the ball back, winning balls in the air, incredibly good. Very, very, very good signing. Well done to the team for making sure he came to the Emirates. I know at one point he was strongly favourite to go to Liverpool, were favourites to take him. But what a fantastic goal. Low and hard, and just what we needed when we were starting to do that thing that we do in these games at home. and the game starts coasting and the time starts drifting and Sunderland grow and teams grow. This has happened before, United. Teams grow in confidence. That was starting to happen. And we needed a moment, a breakthrough, and Zubimendi slaps it into the bottom corner just when we needed him to. We needed a goal before half-time. I was saying this in the live stream, that's been the difference. I mean, we needed a goal before half-time. It changed the entire game. So massive hats off to Zubimendi for stepping up when we needed him big time and scoring. Well done to Zubimendi. What a flipping goal that was. Brilliant, brilliant goal. The rest of the game, I thought, Sunderland were not out of this by any means. There were a few moments where Raya almost overcommitted and Sunderland went in. There was a moment in the box where the ball, where basically it was, I think Saliba on the line cleared it off the line, and a few balls into the box, but they didn't really create anything apart from those moments that came from balls into the box, and we were pretty comfortable. Second half starts. Second half was a different story though. We were a lot more fluid. Of course, going 1-0, Sunderland had to push on a bit and attack. We were a bit more aggressive. And spaces started to open up. And I was actually quite interested. There was a lot more space than we used to. Sunderland did not sit in a low block. And I think that's where Arteta would have done better to start Gyokeres. But, of course, big man Gyokeres comes on. And this is why he needs to play. He is our best ball striker. Look how hard he hits the ball. And he's falling over in his first goal. Havertz, as we talked about, Havertz assist to Gyokeres. Gyokeres slaps this. I mean, it's an absolute smack of a hit from Gyokeres into the goal. I think he's just his ability to hit the ball is so deadly. And as he grows in confidence, and as the more people get off his back, you are going to see more and more goals from him because he connects the ball so well. We've heard Gyokeres. People have gone over after Gyokeres so much this season. I think he's now scored 6 in 4 games. 6 goals in 4 games for Gyokeres. But I can't state it enough. The more people get off his back, the more confidence he will build, the more we're going to see goals from him. Because you could see in early games he overthinks it. Gyokeres definitely had been overthinking it. And today, he got Player of the Month for Arsenal. Arsenal gave him Player of the Month. Well deserved. Ball falls to him. Doesn't look like he thinks it. He smacks the ball so well and it's in. He hits it pure into the goal. Brilliant. So fantastic. Then we got, I also just a quick shout out to Madueke. I think his ball recoveries today are very good. I mean, sometimes we think Saka's undroppable, but Madueke's certainly putting in his unbelievable cover, and thank goodness we bought him. There were question marks over his signing, but can you imagine Saka being out now in this big moment here with 13 games to go, and if we hadn't had a backup before, the Arsenal fans would be absolutely on the floor. But we are very happy with this. Just checking, what else have we got here? Second half, the early chance for Sunderland came from a shot from the edge of the box. A big, good shot. Raya gets down low. I mean, no one can score against us at the moment. I think we're through this dodgy patch, and that it really is well and truly the run-in. Third goal for Arsenal to take it 3-0. This is what we were able to do now. The strength in depth for this side is unbelievable. And, Martinelli comes on, playing on the right, which was interesting, comes on for Madueke, and Gyokeres comes on for Jesus. And we've already talked about Gyokeres' first goal. But the second goal is, even though it's a tap-in, when you have demons on you, people, don't really respect Gyokeres. There's the graphic for the quadruple was on. It is on. It very much is on. Gyokeres still had to put the ball in the net and does the job. 2 goals for Gyokeres. Unbelievable scenes. We now move on to, I believe, our next game. Let me just absolutely double check and confirm here. And welcome along if you're new here, by the way. Please do subscribe. Next games for Arsenal are... Arsenal have got Brentford away. Now, Brentford, that should be a win. It's the Thursday night kickoff this week, 8 o'clock. Then we've got the FA Cup, and then we've got Wolves away, and then Spurs away. And then Chelsea at home. So a couple of games we've got to pick up 4 points. Full points. Chelsea winning again today, though. Rosnia has not lost in the league, but you should hope we scored. So let's keep trucking right now. The quadruple is well and truly on. Come on, Liverpool tomorrow. Let's go. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and like. All the best.